Okay, Assalamualaikum everyone. How are you today? I hope you have a blessed weekend and ready for our session today. So, today with me, Miss Noorzailatil binti Muhammad Zain from Sekolah Menengah Tahfiz Al-Quran. And for today's session, I'm going to share the tips and technique for speaking test part 1 and part 2. Okay, first of all, this program is sponsored by Masjid Datuk Negeri Melaka in collaboration with Pejabat Pendidikan Daerah Jasin and Jabatan Pendidikan Daerah Jasin. Okay, so I hope you can stay tuned until the end of our session. Okay, so without further ado, let's start with our session today. Okay, the table of content for my sharing today will consist of 3 parts. The first part will be the overview of the speaking test itself. And then for the second part, I will focus on speaking test part 1. And in the last part of my session, I will share on some tips for speaking part 2. So for today, we are going to cover only 2 parts for speaking. Because for part 3, my colleague had shared it in the previous week. Okay, let's move on to the first part, which is the overview of the speaking test itself. Okay, I'm aware that you have full knowledge about the speaking test, and I believe your teacher has practiced million times in your class. So for today, please regard this as just kind of revisions. Okay, we will do some revisions together. Okay, the overview for speaking tests. Okay, as you are aware of, there are 3 test parts, and the task will consist of individual as well as pair tasks. And for the assessment, you will have 2 panels, which is the interlocutor and also the assessor. Okay, before I proceed, let me just quickly highlight the word interlocutor here. Okay, interlocutor will be your own teacher, your teacher. Okay. Okay, your teacher is the one who will communicate and guide you throughout the session, while while the assessor will be teacher from other school. Okay, the teacher from other school. She will just listen to you talking and will give marks. And she will not say a word during the session. The one who did the talking with you will be your teacher, which is the interlocutor only. And for your speaking test, you will have 24 marks with the weightage of 25%. 25%, okay, if you notice, it is the same weightage of other papers. Paper 1 will be 25%, paper 2, 25%. Okay, this speaking task will be another 25%, and the last 25% will be for listening. So all 4 papers has the same weightage. So you need to treat all papers equally important. And the allocated time for your speaking test will be approximately around 13 minutes for both of you. For 3 parts, it will take around 13 minutes. Okay, let's have a look at the test part. Okay, the test part, the first part will be interview. Okay, your interlocutor will ask you some questions. Okay, maybe about yourself. Okay, and for part 2, you will have individual long-term tasks. And for part 3, you will have discussion. Okay, and as I mentioned earlier, okay, we will focus on part 1 and part 2 only for today. Okay, because we have limited time, so it's quite possible to cover everything. So that's why I focus on part 1 and part 2 only. Okay, now let's have a look at the mark and assessment. Okay, if you still remember, I mentioned in the previous slide, you will have 24 marks. Okay, 24 marks. Okay, how the 24 marks is being delegated and assessed? Okay, first, you will have 6 marks for grammar. 6 marks for grammar, and then another 6 marks for vocabulary. 6 marks. And communicative competence will be another 6 marks. And last 6 marks will go to overall speaking performance. Okay, 6 marks. Okay. But the 24 marks is not only for the assessor to give you. Okay. The assessor will give you the mark for grammar. Okay, this one is assessor. Okay, then another one will be vocabulary and communicative competence. What about the overall speaking performance? Who is going to give you the marks for overall speaking performance? Okay, the answer is your teacher, which is the interlocutor. So your teacher has 6 marks for you, and the assessor will have around 18 mark. So 18 plus 6, it will be 24, equal to 24. Alright, okay, now let's proceed to speaking test part 1. Okay, and for speaking test, I think you are aware that it will be interview session, and the duration for speaking test part 1 will be around 3 to 4 minutes only. Okay, for part 1, the aim or the task will be for you to give factual information about yourself. Okay, here, factual information about self. It means that you are talking about yourself only, not about other topics. Okay, and you might also need to answer question and talk about present situation, the current situation, about you, again, about you yourself, as well as talk about past experience. Again, it is related to you. Okay, and in part 1, it also tasks you to talk about your future plan and explaining or give reason for your answer, as well as expressing your opinion. So basically, part 1, the topic will cater only for yourself. Okay, self. Okay, for part 1, don't worry, it is about self question related to you only. It's not about other complicated topic. And for part 1, you can actually practice in class straight away. Okay, for part 1, usually we will have 2 phases. Okay, 2 phases. The first phase will be, okay, the interlocutor, your teacher, will ask you question, some general question related to your information, personal information. Okay, the sample question or the type of question we will say later on. And for for phase 2, the interlocutor will ask you about your daily routine. Okay, for both phase, maybe you will have around 3 to 4 questions, okay, which require you to give short answer. Okay. Okay, this will be sample question for part 1, phase 1. Okay, let's say the first question is, what is your name? Okay, second question, where do you live or where do you come from? Okay. 3, how do you come to school? In order for you to answer this question, for example, for number 1, what is your name? You cannot just simply say uh, Zailatil. Okay, you cannot just simply say that. It would be better if you can construct full sentence. For example, my name is. Okay, then mention your name here. And you might also want to tell your nickname. You can call me. Okay, what is your nickname here? Okay, the reason for you to give your nickname, to tell your nickname, will make it easier for the interlocutor to call out your name. Okay, because the session will be, throughout the session, you will be asked or you will be called by your name. So if you do not tell the interlocutor your nickname, it will be quite difficult for him or her to call you later. So make sure you mention your nickname. Okay, for the second question in phase 1, where do you live or where do you come from? Okay, again, you cannot just simply say Jasin, Malacca or Kampung Cendera. Okay, you cannot just simply say that. And as per, similar to question 1, again, you need to construct full sentence. At least use simple sentence will do for part 1. Part 1, phase 1. Okay, for example, you can say, I live at or I live in. Okay, so mention the place. Where do you live? Okay, and second, you can also say, I come from. Okay, So again, mention the place. Where do you come from? Okay, because where is related to place. Okay, and then number 3, how do you come to school? Okay, this question asks you about ways. How do you reach school? Way you come to school. Okay, so you can say my father or my brother or my sister or my brother sent me to school by, what is the mean of transport do you use to come to school? Okay, you can say by motorcycle, by car, or by bus. Or you can simply say, I come to school by motorcycle. I come to school by bus. I come to school by car. Okay? Okay, let me just quickly write here for you. Okay. And if you walk to school, okay, you can say, I walk to school here. Alright, so this will be for phase 1, part 1. It is regarding your personal information. Alright, don't worry. Phase 1 will not ask you about your identity card number or your birthday. Alright, so this will be kind of question that will be asked. It's personal, but it's not that really personal. Not really personal. Okay, just basic information about yourself. Okay, now proceed to phase 2 again for part 1. Okay, we are still in part 1, but in phase 2. For phase 2, the interlocutor will ask you about your daily routine. Okay, daily routine. Okay, this will be some sample question here. Okay, first, what do you normally do after you wake up? Okay, what you do. We're referring to activity. The activity you do after you wake up. Okay, you can say, I always, okay, what do you do after you wake up? Okay, I always take shower. Okay, what else you do? Shower, breakfast, okay, you do some chores, or you can say, do homework. Alright. Okay, second question. What do you usually do after coming back from school? Again, it asks you about your activity, but the difference is after you come back from school, after coming back from school. Okay, again, activity. Okay, you can say I usually, say help your mother, help your parent. Or can you say I usually take a nap? Take a nap before doing my homework. Yes, you can say that. It is not a problem. Sorry. Okay, you can also say I usually help my parents. Second, take a nap. Or you can also say do my homework again. Okay, alright. Then number 3, how do you spend your leisure time? Okay, it is how. Again, it asks you about the way you spend your leisure time. So you can say, I spend my leisure time by, you can say by doing revision or by playing game. Okay, you can say that. It is not a problem. Okay, number 4, what do you do on weekend? Okay, during weekend, what is your activity? Activity during weekend. Okay, so you can say on weekend I usually, then mention your activity. Alright, okay, so that will be for phase 1 and phase 2. Sorry. Okay. Sorry. Okay. For phase 1, usually the interlocutor will ask you about 2 questions, and for phase 2, it will take around 1 or 2 questions only. So that's why I say for part 1, you will have you will have 3 or 4 questions. Okay, very short answer question, and you can answer it uh, informally. Okay, do not be too formal. Okay, for part 1, it is a warm-up session. So just to get you ready. So do not be stressed out. Okay, proceed. Let's proceed to speaking test part 2. Okay, for part 2, we call it as individual long-term task. And part 2 will take around 3 to 4 minutes. Okay, 3 to 4 minutes only. Alright. Okay, the aim or the goal for part 2 is for you to explain and give reasons. And you might as well be tested on describing people, places, and situation. Okay, for part 2, you are also required to talk about the past, the present, or the future experience, as well as expressing and justifying your opinion. Okay, for part 2, there will be actually, you will be given a topic, a specific topic for you yourself, and you will have a guide. Okay, maybe you have around 4 bullet point which serve as a guide for you. Okay, as stimulus for you to talk. And the time allocated for you to speak is only 1 minute. So you need to actually arrange your sentence or arrange your point wisely. Okay, for part 2, I use the technique of GEP with my student. Okay, GEP. Let's have a look what each alphabet stands for. Okay, the first one, G. G stands for greet. Okay, the first step is you need to greet the panel. Okay, the interlocutor and the assessor. Okay, you can just simply say, okay, you can say, thank you, good morning teacher, thank you for the topic. Okay, you get just a very quick greeting only. Okay, do not elaborate more, do not be so, do not just give simple greeting, alright? Because you have limited time, which is 1 minute only, to talk about your topic. So just make your greeting short and sweet. Okay. Then the second alphabet, which is E, E stand for explain and elaborate. Okay. What are the things that you need to explain and elaborate? Okay, you need to explain sorry. You need to explain the topic. Okay, how can you explain the topic? Okay, you need to elaborate it. Okay, elaborate each point given. And you might also want to give example. Okay, give example for each of the bullet point. Okay, and okay, if possible, try and use compound sentence. 3. Alphabet number 3 will be P. Okay, P stands for prepare, prompt, and proper. Okay, first, what do you need to prepare? Okay, prepare will be, okay, you will be given 20 seconds to prepare. So within the 20 seconds, okay, make sure you quickly read all of the prompt and construct your idea. Okay, then as well as when your partner is speaking, okay, you might want to prepare yourself to answer a question related to his topic. Okay, then prompt. Sorry, let me just let me jot down here first. Okay, read the topic. Okay, and then prepare to answer one question based on partner's topic. Okay, and then prompt. Prompt basically usually 4 prompts will be given. That means that there will be around 4 bullet points. So if possible, use all of the prompt. Okay. My student once asked me, teacher, what if we speak did not according to the sequence of the prompt? It means that first I talk about the first bullet and then I go to bullet number 4 and I return to bullet number 2 and 3. Is it okay if I did not follow the sequence? Okay. My answer to this question would be yes, it's okay as long as you can connect your ideas and make it coherent. Okay, do not stuck in the middle. Okay, you can talk about the first bullet point and then later to the fourth bullet point, then coming back to second and third. It's up to you, but make sure you arrange your ideas. Uh, uh, you arrange your ideas. Okay, so that you will not lose your idea in the middle of speaking. Okay, then the next P will be proper. Okay, what does it mean by proper? Okay, you need to construct or you need to speak using proper sentences. Okay, for part 1, yes, you can use simple sentence. Okay, for part 2, it is advisable if you can use compound sentence because you need to give reasons, you need to elaborate and you need to give examples. So that's why I said maybe you need to use compound sentence. Okay, if you are able to use complex sentence, then it is good. Okay, and while you are speaking, okay, make sure you use proper connectors or proper conjunction to construct the compound sentence. And because you cannot have any paper to write on, so basically you are writing dialogues in your mind. Okay, sometimes it can be a bit tricky, but with practice, you can perfect it. Okay. Common problem faced by student in speaking. You tend to have pauses and okay, the most common sound when speaking will be okay. Okay, those words or those sound we call it as fillers. Okay, those pauses and fillers might affect your mark. So, what can you do to avoid pauses and fillers? Okay, first you need to slow down. When speaking, do not haste. Okay, do not haste. You have 1 minute. You have plenty of time to speak about your topic. So slow down your pace so that when you slow down your pace, you can you can arrange your ideas carefully. Okay, if you make haste, then it might get tangled and confused later. So make sure you slow down a bit, but do not be too slow. Okay, do not be too slow and do not be too quick. Okay, you need to actually practice, do some exercise and time yourself for part 2, 1 minute. Okay, sorry, let me just jot down here. You have 1 minute. Okay, second. Okay, to make sure you minimalize your pauses and your fillers. You can also use simple or compound sentence. Okay, if you think constructing compound sentence will make you have pauses and fillers, okay, you can go for simple sentence. Okay, right? If you are confident with your simple sentence and you want to add time compound sentence, it is not a problem. Okay, you can do both. Okay, and then last one, you can replace the filler. Okay, what can you replace the filler with? Okay, let's say you suddenly stuck and you have no ideas in the middle of speaking. Okay, you can say, okay, a moment please. A moment please. Okay, or you can say, okay, what I'm trying to say, what I'm trying to say is, okay, you can say that. Or you can say, well, I think, okay, it means that you are buying time by using this expression, okay, so that you will not have pauses. You are not talking about your ideas, but you are actually replacing the pauses with these sentences to, okay, it will make an impression that you are actually speaking, even though and you did not stop. Okay, it would be, for me, if you stop in the middle of speaking, it will be a bit difficult for you to start again. Okay, so replace the fillers. Okay, there are many other words or phrases that you can use to replace the fillers. Or let's say if you get the topic and it stunned you, you are shocked with the topic and you did not actually have actually common knowledge about that, or you can't think of the top of the explanation yet. Okay, maybe you can say, that is an interesting topic. Okay, you can say, I'm not familiar with the topic. So, I'm not familiar with the topic, but I will try. Okay, you can actually fill in the pauses. You can avoid the pauses by replacing it and use some of these expression or words or phrases. Okay, it is crucial for you to speak and do not stop. Whatever happen, do not stop. Okay, just replace the filler with any phrases or any words that you can think of. Okay, now let's see. Okay, connecting your ideas or your points or your sentence. Okay, first, obviously you can use fanboys. Okay, fanboys will be the conjunction. Okay, conjunctions. There are 7 here. I think you are familiar with this. Okay, we call it as fanboys. FANBOYS. Okay, it stands for and, nor, but, or, yet, and so. Okay, each conjunction serve for different purpose. Okay, you can use conjunction to construct compound sentence. Okay, you have simple sentence. So in order for you to write to speak using compound sentence, you can use fanboys. Okay, here next one. Okay, you also have subordinating conjunction. Sorry. Okay, conjunction. We have plenty of it. We have if, since. We have if, since, as, when, although, while, after, before, until, and because. So it will be helpful if you can use this word to connect your ideas. Okay, it will make it sound like, okay, your ideas are coherent and flow smoothly. That is what we want when that is what we want to hear in your speaking. We want to hear how you deliver your message or your points or your elaboration, whether it runs smoothly or you have lots of hesitation or pauses. And remember, we also have marks for grammar. So this is one of the things that will determine your marks for grammar. Aside from the maybe the words or the tenses, okay? The vocabulary will have another part. Okay, here we have Okay, I think you're familiar with this. We call it as cohesive devices. Sorry, we call it as cohesive devices. Okay, we use cohesive devices for different, okay, maybe, yes, we have variety of purpose of using cohesive devices. Okay, this will be some or parts of it, small part of it. Okay, we have cohesive devices for you to add your idea. Okay, and we also have cohesive devices that you can use to show sequence. Okay, this one is very famous among students. Among student tend to use cohesive devices for sequencing. Okay, my student tends to use it very frequently. Okay, and then next we also have cohesive devices to show illustration, which is to show example or to show instances. And the next cohesive devices is used for comparing. We also have for contrasting and to show qualifying. Okay, as I mentioned, this is only part of it. We have a lot of cohesive devices. So you can just go to google.com and type cohesive devices and look for information there. Okay, everything is at your fingertip, so you can find information quickly. Okay, for my previous slide about fan voice and also the subordinating conjunction, I also took it from Google. Okay, if you notice, I did write the credits there, so you can just quickly go to that website and look for um, look for look for it, and you can have further reading about it. Okay, let's have a look at the sample question for part 2. Okay, here I have sample question. The first one, okay, this is for candidate A. Candidate A. Alright. Okay, the topic will be a memorable vacation. Talk about a memorable vacation you had recently at a local destination. So here, you need to pay attention to this one, at a local destination. So it means domestic in Malaysia, or okay, within Malaysia, local destination. Okay, say what you should say would be, okay, this will be the prom. Okay, as I mentioned, usually there will be 4 prompts that will guide you to answer or to talk about the topic. Okay, let's have a look at the first prompt. Where you went for the holiday. Okay, where we're indicating the place. Okay, second prompt. What you did there. Okay, what did will be related to activities. Okay, what are the activities you did at the place? Okay, number three. Why the vacation was so memorable to you? Okay, why here is indicating reasons. Okay, how many reasons can you say? Okay, you can talk. Maybe if you have time, you can give 2 reasons, 1 or 2 reasons. Okay. Last one, prompt number 4. Okay, this will be opinion based. Okay, opinion based question. Okay, the question would be, do you think it is good for people to go on holiday at a local destination? Okay, do you think here you can replace, in your opinion, it is good for people to go on holiday at a local destination? Okay, so for here, you can answer it as yes or no. Okay, yes or no. But you need to support your answer with here. Why or why not? plus reason or elaboration. Right? Okay. Okay, here will be a template that you can use as a guide to answer the topic. Okay, let's do it together. Okay, first, today I would like to talk about, okay, here you need to state your topic. Your topic. Your topic is to talk about a memorable vacation. Alright, so first, greeting, and then you need to tell that, or you need to state your topic. Okay, today I would like to talk about a memorable vacation. I went for the holiday at, okay, here you need to mention the place. Okay, let me give you an example first. Maybe Pendidikan. Okay, or you can say Malacca. Okay, so you need to mention the place. Okay, if you want to make it a bit better, you can say, okay, I went for the holiday at, okay, pantai. I'm not sure about pantai in Pendidikan, but you can give specific name, or you might want to say, I went for the holiday. Or if you want to talk about Malacca, you can say, I went for the holiday at Pantai Puteri Malacca. Okay, be specific. You can use general, you can mention the general place, but it would be better if you can give specific, if you can specify it. Okay, so it will make the interlocutor and also the assessor see that, oh, you have your idea, you know what you are talking about. Okay, next, prompt number 3. Sorry, no, I think this one is prompt number 2. Prompt number 2. There were many interesting activities that I did there. Firstly, okay, since okay, firstly, okay, here you mention activity 1. Okay, the first activity you did at the place. Okay, secondly, activity 2. Alright, okay, if you notice here, we have cohesive devices to show sequencing. So that's why I said you need to mention the first activities and then the second activities. Alright, okay. Bullet number 3, prompt number 3. The vacation was so memorable for me. The reason of saying this is because, okay, here you give your justification of why it is memorable. Okay, you can say, okay, the reason of saying this is because I can spend the whole weekend with my family. Okay, my parents are very busy, so during the holiday, we had a great time together. Okay, you can say that. Okay, the most common reason will relate to family. Okay, because it is easy for you to relate. Okay, last bullet. Personally again, this is cohesive devices. I believe that it is good for people to go on holiday at a local destination because, okay, reason here, okay, maybe you can say because it is near, okay, and or you can say it because it did not cost so much, or because, okay, you can talk about cost, or you can relate it with economy. Okay, all right, there. Okay, let's have a look at another sample question. Okay, this one is for candidate B. Sorry, candidate B. Okay, the topic will be a frightening experience. talk about a frightening experience you ever had in your life. Okay, so let's have a look at the prompt. Okay, again, you have 4 prompts here. Okay, what was the frightening experience? So you need to state the experience. Okay, or if you want to add, you can put where. Where did you experience it? Okay, next one, prompt number 2. When you encounter the experience. Okay, here maybe you can say last year, last weekend, or you can say I experienced it when I was a child. Okay, time. Okay, next one, prompt number 3. Why is it a frightening experience? Okay, here you need to provide reason. Okay, number 4. Will you remember the experience for the rest of your life? Why or why not? Okay, for this type of question, similar to candidate A, okay, you can give response of yes or no, but you should have reason plus explanation. Alright, okay. So let's try the template, fill in the template for it. Okay, here, a frightening experience. Today, I would like to talk about the topic. Your topic of a frightening experience. Okay, second, the frightening experience was, what is it? A frightening experience. Okay, when we are talking about frightening experience, it does not necessarily be the scary one. It's not, okay. You does not necessarily talk about you encountered ghosts or some spiritual or paranormal. Okay, it can be accident or something that make you frightened or shocked you to your core. Okay, here you can say, for example, I can say the frightening experience was, okay, you can say accident, or you can say about the spiritual, the paranormal, or you can say about an incident. Okay, accident, paranormal, or an incident. Okay, or maybe you can say your frightening experience was, okay, bringing home your report card. Okay, it can, for me it's frightening, it's scary to bring my report card home when I was in school, because I'm afraid my father will scold me. Okay, it can be a frightening experience. Okay, but if you score well, then it will not be so scary. Okay, to take your record home. Okay, next one. I encountered the experience when I was, okay, you can say your age, or you can say the level of your education. Maybe you can stay in primary or secondary, or you can say when you are, when I was a child. Okay, it's basically when is not strictly for time. Okay, it's you does not necessarily talk about, okay, at 10 p.m. In the evening. Okay, you can also say, you can also mention the age, your age, or when you are in primary or secondary school, or you can just simply say when I was a child. Okay, next one. For me, okay, here we are talking about the reason. For me, it was a frightening experience because, okay, let's say I pick accident. Okay, for me, it was a frightening experience because, okay, I can say, okay, because it was a very tragic accident involving four vehicles. Let me just quickly continue. And my car was at the middle of it. Okay. The accident was a frightening experience for me because it was very tragic, involving four vehicles, and my car was at the middle of it. Okay, my car is, I think, the third vehicle, or the third vehicle in the accident. So that's why it was a frightening experience for me, because we have damage in front and at the back of our vehicle. So we are not sure whether we will stay alive or not at that moment. But Alhamdulillah, luckily, I'm still alive and breathing here. Okay, last one. Personally, I will remember the experience for the rest of my life. This is due to, okay, this is due to, here means this is because, okay, and you can give your reason here. Okay, you can say about one or two reasons. It's up to you. Okay, shall we proceed? Okay, here I have another sample question. Internet. It is about your favorite topic, internet. Most teenagers love internet so much, even my students. Internet. Talk about the use of internet among pupils. Okay, first you should say, do you have internet access at home? Okay, so that will be the first question. It asks you whether you have internet at home or not. Okay, second, how often do you use the internet? Okay, how often do you use it? Is it for 24 hours a day, or for 2 hours a day, or you can't leave your internet? Okay, you are always with your internet every second of it. Or next, you also need to talk about why do you use the internet? Give the reason. Okay, last prompt. Do you think the internet is useful? Okay, explain why. Okay, here it is a guide. I have a guide here. Okay, when you are answering to this kind of question, okay, you can say, okay, first, yes, you can say yes, and you can add who provided for you. Okay, you can say your father or your sorry, your parents subscribe the internet for you, and you might also want to add, okay, which internet connection you have at your home. Is it Maxis, Unify, or what else do we have that? Or you can use, okay, Maxis or Unify. For example, you can give examples here. Examples of internet connection that you have at home. Okay, second, to answer the question of how often do you use the internet, okay, you can talk about the time you allocated for it. Okay, you can say maybe 2 hours per day. Okay, 2 hours per day. But if you spend less than that, it's okay. Okay, 2 hours, I think the most rational or logical allocation of time. Okay, then third, why do you use the internet? Okay, the reason. Okay, and as I mentioned, you can give one or more than or two reasons. Okay, one or more. Okay, the first reason you can talk about, okay, you use the internet to look for information, and you also use the internet for learning. Okay, this one is classic reason. Okay, for my student, if I use the topic of internet, okay, this will be the answer. Okay, classic answer for the use of internet among pupils. Okay, last one, we have the opinion-based question. Okay, here you also can okay, again, you can say yes or no and justify it. Why or why not? If you say yes, internet is useful, so you need to justify why. Okay, the reason why internet is useful. Explain. Okay, and then if you say no, the same case, why? Why internet will not be so useful for the pupils? Okay, justification. And when you give justification, you will answer to this part, explain why. Okay, let's have a look at sample answer. I have sample answer here. Okay, so let's have a read together. Okay, today I would like to talk about the use of internet among people. Okay, personally, okay, this is cohesive devices. Personally, I have internet access at home provided by my parents. Yes, okay, internet access provided by parent. Okay, this one will be for prompt 1. Okay, I often use the internet for 2 hours daily. Okay, here 2 hours daily, especially in the evening. Okay, here you answer this candidate answer for prompt number 2. Okay, next one. There are many reasons pupils use the internet. Okay, for me, I love to use internet to search for information and to connect with my friend from all over the world. Okay, here there's indication of talking about reason. Okay, first, to search for information, connect with friends. Okay, that will be the reason. Okay, okay. Next, let's search if there are any other reasons given. Okay, from my point of view. Okay, again, let's go to devices. Internet is useful in our daily life. My reason for saying this is because internet is a great platform for students to learn throughout their lifetime. Okay, here it is a great platform for students to learn. Okay, this one, sorry, let me just go here. Okay. These two, search and connect with friends will be prompt number 3. And this part, the last part will be for prompt number 4. Okay, great platform for students to learn throughout their lifetime. Okay, besides, many people nowadays, without a doubt, use internet as a medium of communication. Okay, here we have another one. Internet helps to connect people across different continents in just a blink of eyes. Okay, this part. Okay, okay, this whole part will answer to prompt number 4, opinion. Okay, this is how you need to arrange your idea. Okay, you might think that 1 minute is short. So, but if you are in that test room, you will feel like 1 minute is very long. So you need to practice and write your point. Write and speak. Write and speak. Okay, so that you will get used to it. Okay, now let's have a look at the second practice. Okay, this one is a bit easy, a little easier. Okay, my favorite cousin. Sorry, talk about your favorite cousin. Okay, you should say who this person is, what this person looks like, why this person is your favorite cousin. And last prompt, if you think it is important for people to be close with their family members, why or why not? Okay, here the guide here, we have guide here. I have prepared a guide for you. Okay, you can say, to answer this type of question, you can say, okay, for bullet number 1, first, who this person is. Okay, you need to state the name of the person. And you might as well want to add, okay, your relationship. Sorry, not your relationship. You have mentioned it. Okay, state the name of the person. Okay, the name of your cousin. Your cousin. Alia, Ali, Hanif, Habibah. Okay, just straight away state the name of it, the name of the person, your cousin. Okay, then for prompt number 2, what this person looks like. Okay, you can answer it by describing the person by using adjective. Okay, adjective is not only for physical adjective. You can talk about her quality. Sorry. Her quality, her physical. Alright? And there are many other adjectives that you can use. Okay, you can say she is a very nice person. She is very tall and about 1.6 or no, about 500 or 155, okay, centimeters. Okay, you can talk about the height or okay, the quality of that person, the personality, okay, her or his personality. Okay, physical appearance. Okay, and then for prompt number 3, why this person is your favorite cousin? Okay, you can talk. Okay, this is you need to give reason. The reason why you really like that cousin of yours. Okay, first you can say she or he has inspired you to study hard or to work hard, to do better, to be someone good. Okay, inspiring. That person inspires you. Next, you can also say that she or he has shown good example. Okay, so she or he is a role model for you to be a better person. Alright, okay, last prompt. If you think it is important for people to be close with their family member. Okay, if you think will be in your opinion. Okay, so since it's opinion based, okay, I've mentioned it that you can answer yes or no, but you need to plus reason and justification. Okay, let's have a look at the sample answer. Okay, shall we? Okay, here is the sample answer. Okay, today I would like to talk about my favorite cousin. Okay, my favorite cousin is Alia. Okay, here. This is from 1. Okay. She is a very charming and attractive girl. Okay, charming and attractive. Okay, here is the quality. The quality of Alia. Alright. Sorry, let me use another pen for quality. Okay. Quality. Though she is 5 years older than me, still we can share almost everything together. She is tall with long hair. Okay. Alright, okay, now, okay. Next one. She's now pursuing her studies in medical science at University Science Malaysia, Penang. Okay, this will be the explanation, further explanation about the cousin. And then this one, charming. Okay, this will refer to from 2. From number 2. Okay, next one. Let's proceed. She is my favorite cousin. Okay, this one. The key here. She is my favorite cousin, okay, because she has inspired me a lot to succeed in life. Okay, here. Okay, this will be the first reason. She also has shown a very good example to me in becoming a good daughter and student. Okay, here. Shown a very good example. So this will be from number 3. The reason why Alia is the candidate's favorite cousin. Personally, I believe that it is vital. Okay, vital mean important. Okay. Sorry. vital for people to be close with their family members. Firstly, okay, it will help to create a better and healthy relationship. Okay, here the candidate agree. Okay, agree. Firstly, I believe it is important. Okay, that will be she agree to that statement that it is important to have good close relationship with your cousin. Okay, the reason why, the reason she agree to that statement will be, okay, help to create better and healthy relationship. That will be her reason number one. Okay. Moreover, being close with our family members will strengthen our family bond and create more memorable quality time together. Okay, here she or this candidate gave another reason for agreeing to that statement. Okay, the other reason is, okay, strengthen family bond and create more memorable quality time. Okay, so here this will be prompt 4. Alright. Okay, there we have. Okay, I hope you can practice it later in class. Alright. Okay. If you have any question, you can just comment and then I will answer it during my time if I have time. Okay. Well done everyone for staying in and listen to my sharing session today. Okay, so before I end, I would like to give credit to Majlis Datuk-Datuk Negeri Melaka, Pejabat Pendidikan Daerah Jasin, and I also to give credit, my ultimate credit to the panels of Modul Gemilang 3.0 Jabatan Melaka, Jabatan Pendidikan Negeri Melaka, as well as the panel for Modul Masyur 2023 PPD Jasin. Okay, most of my materials are taken from these two modules. Okay, including the sample question, the sample answer. Okay, I took it from the modules. And I did use the modules with my students as a practice and also a drill. Alright, okay, so with that, I end my session and thank you very much for staying in. And okay, before I leave the session, I would like to remind you to subscribe, hit the like button and subscribe the channel so that you can join the other session for other subject. So with that, I end with thank you and have a great weekend everyone. Assalamualaikum.